There are three ways to make active body language and to like listen really well when you're on a first, second, or third date. You should really be doing this on any date that you're on, but first impressions definitely count. And if you're not doing these three things, you risk making a really bad first impression on your first date. So the first is making eye contact. This might sound obvious, and in some ways it is, but you'd be surprised. There's probably millions of women who have gone out on dates with men who just made really poor eye contact, and basically what that communicates is it shows that you're either not interested in her or the conversation or both. And if you're not interested in being on that date with her, like why are you even there, right? So you should definitely be making eye contact. And generally speaking, you want to make eye contact for about 2/3 of the time, and 1/3 of the time you want to look somewhere else, because if you're just staring at someone the entire time, that makes a bad impression as well. And it can make it feel like you're like desperate or needy or something like that. The second thing is summarizing points. So a good listener always reflects something back to the person that was speaking. So when she's done talking, you want to communicate something that shows that you were paying attention. And that can be very simple, as far as like just taking what she said and riffing on it and responding to it in a way that's natural to you, or making some sort of unique or compelling observation about what she said. There's a simple framework that you might have also heard in like other like dating coach realms and things like that, but you don't want to ask her constant questions. You want to make observations and comments as well. So never just only ask questions in response, because that can feel like it's an interview, or some sort of like news broadcast. But you definitely want to ask questions. You also want to make observations and say things that will deepen the conversation in a natural way. And the third thing is to ask clarifying questions. So this is a good interview technique. And I know that I just said don't make it feel like an interview, and you definitely don't want to make it feel like an interview. But you also want to dig deeper, and you don't want it to feel like everything is just like a surface level conversation, because if all you're talking about is like what you do for work or where you went for like dinner or lunch last weekend, that's just kind of like small talk. And that's the purpose of going on a first or second date, is to really get to know the person, right? It doesn't mean you should be telling your life story or hearing her life story necessarily either, but you want to ask deeper questions and really understand what is it about this particular topic that's meaningful to this person. But you should also just be enjoying the conversation, right? You don't want these things to be so tactical that you end up like treating it like this deep methodology where you don't know how to engage in a conversation by yourself. So the goal of this is to be able to um, make natural conversation and then allow that to continue to flow into the rest of your date or potential relationship with the chick that you're dating.